As the implementation of the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, progresses, the Department of Health and Human Services is taking away the religious freedom that all Americans are guaranteed by the First Amendment by requiring that all employers, regardless of religious conscience, provide all forms of contraception to their employees and even to minors without the knowledge of their parents. In response to this assault on the Constitution, Catholic leaders are stepping up and are searching for what can be done within the bounds of the law to deliver quality health care that follows the ethical and religious directives for Catholic health care services. The Make Straight the Pathway Conference was held in Houston, Texas in March of 2013 on the campus of the University of St. Thomas to shed light on the critical problem of providing quality health care and protecting everyone's religious freedoms.
Well, again, I just want to thank you all for being here today and being engaged, with all of us. It's such a pleasure for me to be here and to see, what I've heard. And I want to just really congratulate Jim for what he's done in Texas. And I want to reinforce what he said. I mean, he's absolutely right. And I know my associate, David Wilson, who works very closely with me, agree 100% with, getting, our bishops united together in their whole health plan. I mean, they must do that for themselves, for the benefit, of their own employees. But it goes way beyond that, too. I mean, they have an opportunity just because of the critical mass of employees that they have to, provide some leadership, for all of us to have, a Catholic health plan that's consistent, with Catholic teaching. And I also just wanted to, comment on David Wilson's presentation. I mean, as Tim said, he's a visionary, and he's been involved in healthcare for years. David and I together probably have over 70 years of combined experience in healthcare. And the message that's being told here today, I want to just elaborate, on three of the objectives that we have. But before I do that, in the current situation of healthcare today, Christus Medicus believes that, first of all, the physician, then religious leaders, healthcare professionals, and the patient. I mean, we all got to be in this battle together. The physician just happens to be, at the center of this because of his clinical, background and experience. But be it a, small group or a solo practice, or a large group practice, or these accountable care organizations, we have to find ways, to work together and remain independent, from what's going on in healthcare today. And, as we have in our brochure that you have, we've explained the three objectives that we have at the Christus Medicus Foundation. I know you all had received this, black folder. And I just want to use this in explaining a little more about the three objectives that the Christus Medicus Foundation has. And number one is legislation. I mean, everything we've heard today, is very, very important. But we have to be sure that we get legislative protection over and above all the litigation that takes place. I mean, we could win, through many of these battles and litigation, at the federal level. But we still have a problem, even if the HHS mandate were to be overturned. It goes back to states. I mean, 38 states have, in some fashion, already mandated contraception. And we also have a children's health insurance plan that really provides what the HHS mandate has. I mean, that's already there for our children. And something that Richard Dorflinger, had mentioned briefly about that hopefully maybe Richard could comment a little more about it later. But it's this whole idea, of you make this available in health plans. This means, children at reproductive age. No co-pays, no deductibles. It's all confidential. And that means, and of course the Academy of Pediatrics has just come out recently and said, we want all you pediatricians to make sure, children of reproductive age know about this and in encouraging them to use these procedures that are available to them. So I just want to reinforce how very important this legislation that Congressman Fortenberry, has been working on with us for years. And the a little information in this folder describes the Fortenberry Black Fleming legislation, the Healthcare Right of Conscience Act. And on the right side of your pamphlet, that deals with our second objective. And David talked about it somewhat when he was referring to the Samaritan Health Plan. Christus Medicus Foundation is engaged with Samaritan Ministries, and it's very exciting because we have an opportunity now where we're working together with an evangelical group that actually got an exemption, from Obamacare. And so we're working very closely together with them, to provide this plan. And anybody that's interested in even becoming a part of it with the Christus Medicus Foundation has an opportunity to do that. And there's a membership form there that all you have to do is get back to us and, request, an opportunity to get a proposal for it, and we can provide that to you. And then the third objective of the Christus Medicus Foundation is to see that we do have a national Christ-centered health plan that's consistent with Catholic teaching. But again, that's why I reinforce what Jim had told us about. It has to begin, with our religious leaders, of our religious leaders uniting together, with business leaders uniting together, with us as individuals, uniting together, but we all as Catholics providing the necessary, leadership to make this happen. I mean, the real key to a new model in healthcare is leadership. And that's why I've invited Mike McCartney to talk to us today about leadership. This is something that Mike does as a living, trying to encourage people to become more involved and engaged in leadership. And that's the only way we're going to make this happen. And it doesn't take too many of us. But what we were talking about at this conference is possible. It can be done, and it doesn't take that many individuals to come together. It just takes a lot of courage to step forward, and it will mean sacrifice, in our daily work schedules. It'll mean sacrifice for our families. I mean, to make this happen, it's going to take sacrifice. And it's going to take martyrdom in a different way. Money itself, I've always said, is the most difficult thing, for us to let go of. And, we are going to have to make sacrifices financially in order to win this battle that we're faced with. But a little bit about Mike McCartney. He's a dear friend of mine that I met just through a lot of work that I have done over the years in Catholic healthcare. And Mike shares our mission to actively promote Christ-centered healthcare in the public square and in the marketplace. As an executive coach, he helps senior managers become more effective on the human side of work as leaders. His background as a business leader, family man, and pro-rodeo athlete, I like that one, provides a wellspring for wholesome humor, helpful insights, and colorful anecdotes. I did ask Mike if he's still in the rodeo, and I think he would be, but I think he might be in a situation like I am. Sometimes my wife tells me I just can't do some things. He has been married 33 years to Molly. They are parents to 10 children. His talk today, Lead with Fire, is aimed right at what we really need to advance the culture of life, leadership. I know you will enjoy listening. Please welcome Mike McCartney.
Hi, I'm Jeff Gardner, and on behalf of the John Paul II Life Center and the Christus Medicus Foundation, thank you for watching this presentation. The need for more crisis pregnancy centers and Christ-centered medical practices throughout the United States is critical and ongoing, and we'd like to encourage you to get involved. Before you do, there are a couple of important takeaways that we'd like to leave you with. First and foremost, develop a strong and clear vision of what it is you want to create. Be sure that you understand the distinctions between a crisis pregnancy center, a family practice clinic, an OB/GYN clinic, a multidisciplinary medical practice, or a sonogram center. Familiarize yourself, too, with the not-for-profit laws as they pertain to healthcare in your state. John Paul II Life Center operates within the state of Texas. Your laws may vary. Also, before you begin either to explore a crisis pregnancy center or a Christ-centered medical practice, get the blessing of your bishop. Get a committed and unified board. If you can, get the cooperation of your local Catholic hospital. Organize and identify physicians who can be key in helping you getting your project off the ground. Develop a strategic plan, and within it include the right professionals, those that you'll need to advise you in all aspects of your endeavor. Familiarize yourself with the fundamentals of fundraising, communication, and education. Everyone involved does not need to know how to do everything, but everyone involved should know about everything that needs to be done. To open a Christ-centered medical practice, understand the financial operations of a clinic. When considering the financial arrangements needed to establish a clinic, it has been our experience that the first-year costs, including salaries, is a minimum of $500,000 and can be supported by a recruitment agreement for a physician with a cooperating hospital. Also, care should be taken to consult with an appropriate practice management company to assist you in setting up the medical clinic and to get the correct assistance with licensing, credentialing for hospital privileges, and third-party contracts, as well as billing and collections with the best electronic medical records and healthcare information technology available. Right now, a national platform is under development to include a service company that will help take advantage of economies of scale so medical clinics and pro-life centers across the United States can be created. For more information, please contact us at Kimberly@jpiilifecenter.org. That's Kimberly at jpiilifecenter.org.